All right, so Christian people love martyrs so hard.
Okay.
It's like the best thing that you could be.
Okay.
It's like you should live every day trying to get yourself martyred.
Okay.
So why? Why do they love martyrs so much? Why do we have to make movies only about the people that died for Jesus,
right,
and not the people who lived because they were better? Like, why is dying better?
Right.
I don't get it.
Okay. All right. Because it's interesting to. I remember when I was younger. I was in college, and I remember having this sense of like, I'm going to be killed for my faith.
Yeah.
Right.
Dumb.
Right. And I remember like, I think I'm going to die. And I remember, so I can actually remember I was in Brazil, and I wasn't in any like harm or like danger in Brazil or anyway. But I was in Brazil on a mission trip, and I remember being down there with my dad and my brother, and I remember telling them, I think I'm going to be martyred one day. and my dad looked at me and goes, son, that's not something you want to tell your father, right? And so, but I remember like the sense of like, I think I'm going to go serve as a missionary, and I'm going to be killed.
Okay.
And maybe that'll still happen. I'm still very open to that, but
you're open to getting killed?
Yeah.
Well, okay, fine.
Yeah. Okay, so
I'm open to getting killed too.
Right.
But whatever.
Right. So I was in a South American country one time, and
they were like, "Don't drink that water," and you were like, "I'm drinking this water." Jesus.
Yeah, no. Although I have drank and eaten some really crazy stuff in different countries because you're supposed to, but whatever. All right, and because to be polite and responding to their hospitality towards you. But anyway, now I was in this country one time, and the missionary came up to me and said, "Hey, so are you open to doing open air preaching in this remote village?"
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, because I do open air preaching, happy to do that. And he said, okay, but I up front, like this is pretty dangerous. Like I can't promise you full safety and protection. They have attacked the church there before. So to the point of the church not even meeting there anymore because they've been attacked. And I was like, okay. And he said, so what we will do is we will put people around you as you're preaching, and we will put people around like a boundary area. And I was like, okay. And so, and he was like, are you sure you're still up for it? And I said, absolutely.
Cue the preacher suiting up montage.
I was like, yeah, let's do this.
Dad, I'm going to die.
Today is the day. And so, yeah, so I preached, nothing happened.
Wow.
Like it was, we were cool. We were cool. And so, and that's the kind of, stuff you do. And
okay, so the question is, why do you think?
Right, but why is it so? I know.
So why do you think you thought that was the coolest thing ever?
I didn't think it was the coolest thing ever. I just was willing to. I felt like at that point in time, I was willing, and I guess I still am willing to go that far for my faith in Jesus. And so I think here's why I think it's so valued is because the individuals that have been martyred have paid the ultimate price for their faith, right? So like when they say we will follow Jesus, they were willing to follow him all the way to death. And so they're willing to die for what they believed in. And I think that's why they're honored. Because it's easy, like, especially in America where like, I'm not worried about being martyred. Like we gather freely, we worship freely, we preach and we proclaim, and people may say some mean things about us online or even to our face, or I've been cussed at while preaching. I've had things thrown at me while preaching, doing like open air preaching here in the States.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah. But like, I'm not, you know, like I've never worried for my life while preaching here in the States.
Okay.
You know, and so I think that when you have people that are willing to,
would you like to be?
No, I'm good.
We can come up with some fake stuff to make you scared a little. If that'll make you feel good about yourself.
No, really. I mean, no, but all I'm saying is like, so here in America,
I'm gonna drive by, put some letters in your mailbox. Don't go preach on Sunday.
Right. Please don't. All right. So my wife will probably open it and then I'm really screwed. All right. So, you know,
get your adrenaline rushing a little
but
bit.
I feel like it's, you know, again, when I know there are people who are being not only persecuted in a worse way than we are here in the States, but also being martyred, you're like, okay, again, they gave all of their life for what they say they believed in, you know? And so because, you know, we say we believe in Jesus, we say we follow him. And I think most of us think we're willing to die for him and die for what we believe in. But, you know, these people actually did. And so I think that's you know, you honor them for willing, and some of them willingly dying, and then others, you know, like when you're like the family from Australia, you know, you're ambushed in a car and you're burned alive. So we can't really sit there or willing, not willing, but they had to know that the area they were in and what was going on in that area was dangerous, and yet they were still willing to proclaim the gospel, and it did cost them their lives. And so, you know, I guess I just, you honor individuals that are willing to do that.